Good morning. I'm Jennifer Lamari. I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma, those in person and those online. We are so glad that you're here with us today. Our musicians today is our very special musical guest, Jim Valley with Pete Beresford on percussion. Our audiovisual team is Erik, Perrohe, Ronald Edens, and India Grace. Our practitioners today are Angelina O'Connor on platform and Suzanne Frazier holding high watch or consciousness, virtually or in the back, virtually. And thanks to our greeters, Tracy Klein and Ty Minkler, who met you with a smile as you came in the door, and to Sherry Gilliard and her helper, who are teaching and caring for our children. Also, a thank you to Jack Stevens for coordinating our coffee service. And our speaker today is Reverend Drew Ebersole. Please see your program announcements for important information about all the fantastic things happening here at CSL Tacoma. And for folks joining us online, please visit our website, csltacoma.org, and explore the heading, what we're up to. Practitioners will be in the room at the back after service holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you have a need for prayer. If you are new today and feel comfortable raising your hand, please do so. Is anybody new? Hey, so that's, you want to keep your hand up and someone will give you a welcome packet. And okay, we already has one. Is there anyone else that's new today that wants to raise their hand? All right, and anyone online for the first time, we welcome you too. We also invite you to join us after service for refreshments and authentic connections. So the Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. We awaken and embody an understanding of our oneness with Source and all of life. We are committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence in our community and the planet. Our vision is to create a world that is thriving in harmony. Your presence makes a positive difference, and you're most welcome here. And before our minister's moment, Reverend Drew has given me permission to plug an event that I'm hosting here myself. So it will be on Saturday, November 29th at 11 a.m. So for those of you that might remember last weekend, Reverend Odell spoke about fear. He specifically mentioned the number 13, how like we don't call it the 13th floor, but you know. And he mentioned snakes, which of course is a very common fear. So I happen to have 13 snakes that I raise as ambassador animals to help people overcome their fear of snakes. So I teach reading body language, safe handling, overcoming fears, but it's through like a very metaphysical, spiritual perspective. So I'm going to be hosting this event at 11 on Saturday the 29th, and there's going to be different levels of participation. If you're ready for me to hand you a snake right now, you're kind of in level 1, you can sit up close. It's gonna be here in the sanctuary. And then for those who wanna observe, you know, and then in the very back, if you are absolutely terrified and you think, I will never come to this building again because I know there's a snake that was somewhere here nearby, I want you to come and sit in the very back. You'll be able to meditate, journal, just observe, pray for your dear life, okay? So I'm gonna bring paper and pen, and people that are terrified of snakes have just the experience of watching the interaction. And I'm hoping kids will show up, all ages, just watching other people. So please check it out. I'm gonna have some flyers back there, and of course you can ask me, and that's gonna be on November 29th at 11 a.m. here. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, it's gonna be a snake down. I'm just saying, you gotta come. And there will be protective suits if you want one. You can wear a full body suit, so we have body armor for everyone. No, it's a great way to lean into whatever we think we're afraid of, because that's how we grow. All the changes and challenges really help us. So, good morning. Let's all take a deep breath in and arrive. This is your sacred time to be here. There's nowhere else to be, nothing else to do than just be here and be fully present to the love and community that we're creating. So welcome. Good to see you. Practitioners are all around you. You have Angelina here. We have others that are online and are present. See them, work with them. Bev is back there. We have Linda, who is a minister and practitioner. We have Reverend Francis who's here. All these people, Mario, who knows things. These are all people, Matthew, Reverend Matthew's here. They all know how to treat, we call it treatment, when you want something, when you need something, when you need healing. See these people because they can help you to do exactly that. So we love it. Thanksgiving. SueBob wants to give a little message about our upcoming Thanksgiving. So Sue, come on up.
Hey, everybody. Now that we have snake handling, we're going to do a little speaking in tongues as well. No, I don't know about you, but my family is in Barberville, Kentucky, Greenville, South Carolina, and Chicago, so I don't get to see them on Thanksgiving. But we will be having Thanksgiving here. Doors will open at 11. We'll have a turkey, and then everybody can bring everything else. We have sign-ups online on the website. There's a link in the newsletter that we send out every week, so sign up to bring stuff. We'll get together. We'll have a nice time, and bring your family. There's a question from Justin in the back. Okay, good job, Justin. Thank you. Yeah, so come join us. We'll all get together, have a good time. We'll start eating probably about 1, and we'll give thanks all day long. So thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Come on down. Lots of good things happening. All right. Our YES program, which is our Youth Exploring Spirit program, Sherry Gilliard's a new teacher. If you haven't met Sherry, meet her. She's a force of nature. She's lovely. She's kind. She's wonderful. So invite your kids, whatever you have, to be down there. It's a really enriching program, and it's really, they're held in love and kindness and a sense of growth. So that's going well. We also have started our teen program. So Taylor, we know Taylor is our young musician, wonderful next-gen guy, and Rose, who's been down there with our teens, and they're developing a sense of community within themselves. So if you know teens that want to be here, invite them. And then we have Next Gen. So there's many of you here that were at our Next Gen meeting, Next Generation of Leaders. That's 15 under. And it was powerful. Can you guys, Next Gen people, can you stand up so we can acknowledge you? Who was at the meeting the other day? That's good. And this is a way for us to realize that there are folks of all ages that are really getting attracted to what we have to offer because it's special, it's inclusive, it's non-dogmatic, it's non-judgmental, it's authentic. What you're feeling is real. And so we can dig into that because that is how we create a world that's truly thriving in harmony, by you being here and us showing up. So thanks to you all. They have events coming up and things they're going to be working on. So more to come on that, but it's going to be really, really cool. All right. The exchange. Have you heard this buzzword, the exchange, go around? All right, so this wonderful human being named CJ, who I happen to be attached to, very much so, is going to come and talk about the exchange. So awesome.
Good morning. Okay, so the exchange, if you haven't heard, it's also on the website, and it's a way for us to connect with each other and possibly even find your future bestie, right? Right? Because we need all the opportunities we can get to meet new people and get to know people on a, more intimate level, right? Because we could also use, more friends, right? Okay, so it's on November 22nd, Saturday at 2 o'clock. And so if you still have gently used clothing, accessories that you'd like to bring, you can bring it on November 20th. That's a Thursday between 4 and 5:30. Or if you come during meditation, you can just bring that there too, okay? The thing that Sharon wants you to know is you have to bring your own bags, right? There's lots of good stuff that you might want, so bring some bags, bring your cheerful self, and get to know us better and meet some new friends, and it's going to be a really fun time for all of us. And there's like 3 prizes you can get too, right? Yeah, prizes. It's a secret. And I also understand that there's a fashion show that's going to happen, so it's going to be really exciting. So please show up. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, before we get rolling here, take a deep breath in again, and I want you to take a second and just close your eyes and imagine something in your life right now for which you are enormously grateful. See it, feel it, bring it to heart and mind. You can open your eyes, and I want you to take a second and just look around you and see others that have been in a state of gratitude, just acknowledging each other, right? So what you've just done by that is shifted your whole mindset. Can you feel it a little bit? In an instant. Nothing has changed outside in our world, but you've changed by doing that act. That's what the little gratitude slips are for in the front of your chairs. If you feel that gratitude and want to write it down, slip it into the offering plate, and then we read them every week. So I just want you to know that they're there, and they're beautiful, and it's a way to really galvanize the good things that are happening in your life, because they are abundant. Wait, that's the talk title today. Abundant Connections. All right, wait, that's a teaser. Okay, all right. All right, so now, Benny, thank you so much for your play. It was just gorgeous. Your song was just phenomenal, centering us. So you're a blessing to our center. And now we have Jim Belly and Pete Beresford. Here we go.
So I can see this. Good morning. Good morning. So there's a Sufi word phrase. It's called Toham Kum Ra. Have you ever heard of that? Toham Kum Ra. It means we are one, which is appropriate for this morning, don't you think? And this is called Imagine That. And this is, you know, I write songs with kids for years, and usually the process is they send me a poem and I set it to music. This song I already had a musical instrumental of, and then I got these words, and these words go with this song. So Pete, are you ready?
I'm ready. I have my magic.
How about you, Drew? Is Drew up there? Did Drew leave?
He's getting ready. He's getting ready.
Imagine that you find a magic hat. Looking inside, you see a rainbow slide with butterflies and dazzling monarch skies. Children playing with laughing, shining eyes, living dreams. Tumbling streams, we're all connected, so it seems. Picture away across the world, another boy, another girl, tears and laughter, joy and pain. In our hearts, we're all the same. Imagine that. Animals wild and free, just like the singing, dancing child in me. We can speak their language if we dare, if we only take the time to care. Things that feel so distant and so far, the sky above, moon, the stars, we're all together in a special way. For that's what nature tries to say. Again and again and again and again. Butterflies. All connected, so it seems toham kumra. Imagine that, imagine that, imagine that. Well done. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Yes. Let us take a couple breaths together, connecting into that deep place inside of us, into that silence that's all around us. In that silence is peace, is love, is heart. And I'll do a reading from Brene Brown. Many of you know her work. We cultivate love when we allow our most vulnerable and powerful selves to be seen deeply and known. And when we honor the spiritual connections that grow from that offering of trust, respect, kindness, and affection. Love is not something we give or get. It is something that we nurture and grow. A connection that can only be cultivated. We can only love others as much as we love ourselves. We only can love each other as much as we love ourselves. So let's just come into that place of silence if you want your eyes to close or just gaze down. And every time you breathe, let that expand you. Let the heart expand. The whole body is breathing. Every cell of your body breathes. And it breathes the most powerful force in the entire universe, which is love. Every cell vibrates with it. Every opening is there. Because that one source of everything is that love, is that peace, is that joy, and the power behind everything. All are part of that. Nothing is separate. Cannot be. One cannot be divided. And in that wholeness, I know that I am one with that. I am part of what power and love and joy and presence. And I feel that everywhere in my body. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my brain. I feel it everywhere. Because that is all there is. And because of that, that is part of all present, of all within the sound of my voice, of all creation everywhere. That one love, that one presence, that one power and wisdom that is everywhere present all the time is right here in this room, in and through everyone. And for those online, feel that in your own private space. And I speak my word that during this time together, we feel that generosity of spirit just giving us love and love and love and love and power and peace and joy, because that is the nature of that source. To uplift all, to enliven everything, to become all that everything can become. The most magnificent part of that universe is you, all of you. And during this time together, Reverend Drew will speak the words you need to hear. The music will bring you to that place of connection. And you will feel uplifted, because that is what the whole purpose of life is. to raise self and others up, to uplift everything, so that we can all sing in harmony together as that one that we already are. And I'm so grateful to know this. It is the truth, and I speak it. And in gratitude, I say yes, and Spirit says yes. And I release it, and so it is.
Can I understand who I am? Where this road goes on from here? I'm not alone. I have a home and a loving friend that lives within. Take my time and let my light shine. I know I'm covered from the inside. And I say my prayers. God cares. We're sending love from everywhere. Say my prayers. God cares. Sending love from everywhere. And for everyone. For everyone. Not just some. But for everyone.
Thank you so much, Jim and Pete. How you doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody said you have a caterpillar in your shirt. It's like, it's the microphone, obviously. And it's a new one, but it's more dangerous than ever because it gives me more freedom. And I don't need more freedom to move because I might just be like taking off and heading out of here. All right. It's a little dangerous. You unleashed the beast here a little bit. So today we're talking about abundant connections. Abundant connections. What does that mean? What does it look like? Well, there's connections because we're all interconnected always in all ways, right? Whether we can see it or feel it or taste it or touch it, it's always happening. We are rooted together deeply. Much like trees, right? The connection between the roots of trees. Have anyone seen some of the specials on the way that trees talk and communicate? It's astounding. The roots are this intricate network, almost like a neural network in the brain. And they use fungus to transmit messages to each other. And they care for each other. And we're talking about the empathy of trees in connection. So if there's a tree that's struggling, in fact, there was this one stump that was alive. It was like actually sprouting a little bit. And they were like, how is that possible? There's no leaves, there's no structure of it at all. It's because the surrounding trees were feeding it to live. They were caring for it. That's unconditional love and compassion. And that's what we have here in our community. So other connections that are astounding. The human brain has roughly 86 billion neurons. And the synaptic connections number around 100 trillion. Your little mind that's busy worried about grocery list and what happened and what was in the news yesterday, it has 100 trillion synaptic connections. So my brother's a mathematician, and numbers astound him. And he says, people throw around million, billion, trillion like they're synonymous. So he gave a demonstration one day that I always remembered, and he said, how long would it take to count 1 million seconds consecutively? We just counted 1, 2, 3. It would take you about 11 days, 1 million seconds. How long would it take to count 1 billion seconds? 33 years. How long would it take to count 1 trillion seconds? 33,000 years. In other words, in all the time of recorded history of mankind, if someone had started back then, all right, and we had passed it on, we still wouldn't have reached 1 trillion seconds. That's how big. And when you look at 100 trillion synaptic connections in our brain, right? So connections are rich all around us. They are real all around us. They are deep. They are infinite. They are boundless in every possible way. So when we know we have abundant connections, what do? Well, we have to recognize that the place we're going to focus today is our community, right here. The connections we're building right here, which are awesome. The reason we want to focus on that is because it is the antidote to isolation. It is the antidote to separation and division. The illusion of separation. You're never really separated, but sometimes you can live in that illusion and feel really bad about it. So Ty mentioned a stat, and I want to mention it to you again because if you're newer or haven't heard it, it's really worth it. Isolation is worse than smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It's more damaging to your health, okay? And the strength of our social connections, the importance of them in your long-term health and well-being and what we can do as a community registers at 0.7 on the research scale. That's a huge number. It's greater than the correlation of smoking to lung cancer. So the strength of your connections and who we have around you is one of the biggest determinants on longitudinal studies of your overall health and well-being. And you have them in abundance right here. I'm proud to say you got them right here. It's beautiful. So why does that matter so much? Well, it can be life-saving for all of us. There's a story of a hospital that was in the Midwest, and it's prenatal care. And when we have these prenatal babies, many of them would struggle to live. And they would try all the medical solutions they knew how, incubators and injections and oxygen and everything else. But if that failed, the doctor would scribble a little something on the paper and hand it to the parents. And on the paper it said, "Old Anna." And there was an elderly woman who had come in for her life, and she sat there in a rocking chair. And when the children had no other option, she would take them and hold them and rock them and love them with touch and real connection. And it cured almost 80% of the children that she held, and sometimes more. Begs the question, why didn't they just write Old Anna right from the get-go? Right? Without poking and prodding these little kids. I know our child was in prenatal care he was in the neonatal unit, and he was in an incubator, and it was crushing to see him in there. He was like, I just want to touch him, He's like, you don't let me hold him. Old Anna, the power of connections, do that. And it transcends just humans. It's all of us. Everyone who has cats. Who's a cat person? Okay, I love cats, I can't help it. Who's a dog person? Who's a bird or snake person? Where are you? All right. We're going to learn to cuddle with snakes and be like, oh, it's so good. Yeah. Oh, it tickled my ear. It's so good. Right? That's all cool. The connections between us and animals themselves are amazing. So here, I want to tell you another quick story. So, in my previous marriage, I had a wife that was kind of like Dr. Doolittle. She was amazing and loved to talk to the animals. And we had lots of animals in our home. And we would rescue animals a bit. So there was a baby crow that we rescued. Caliban was his name. Caliban. And he was just delightful. For any of you who have had any interaction with crows or seen them, they are incredibly bright, social, adaptable animals. They're wonderful. They really are. So I would come home from work and I'd say, Caliban, and just like a little dog, he'd be like, wah, 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 wah. And he'd jump up in my lap and let me pet him a little bit. And then I'd feed him. Crows eat anything. Dog food, grapes, doesn't matter. I just feed him. He was like, ah, ah, ah. He loved it, right? And he was my little buddy. He'd follow me all around the house. When I go in the kitchen, he'd be like, ah, ah, ah. And he'd go to bed. He'd be like trying to hop up on the bed to sleep with me. That's where we drew the line a little bit. But so delightful. And so I formed this bond with this wonderful crow, Caliban. And it was wonderful. But we knew it wasn't sustainable. And he was a wild animal and needed to be reintegrated. So how did we do it? Well, the process, I learned, was phenomenal. We had friends that had crows that would visit them in their backyard. So we took Caliban, and she said, just put him out in the yard for the day and see what happens. Well, he was out in the yard, and then these other crows flew up around the surrounding trees, and they talked. They were just sharing communications. Day 1. Day 2, we put Caliban out in their yard again, and the crows descended, and they started to connect. They started to communicate. Day 3, we put Caliban out in the yard, and within an hour, he had gone with them. They adopted him. The power of that connection that we were able to do to save that little animal's life, and then the privilege of watching him reintegrate with a chosen family, an adopted family. That also goes to show you that although birthing children is lovely, that is only the tip of the iceberg for the connection we feel in love with one another. It transcends that infinitely. That's just a little drop in the sea of love and connection. How you adopt people, how you love people, how you care for one another, why you're here today, that is the real true power of connection. That's what you're doing right now, and that's what we're building in our world. It saves lives. You are doing something beautiful for our world by being here today. Your presence, who you are. Just feel that for a second. Beautiful. So how do we do this? Well, I got a message earlier that said today is World Kindness Day. I'm like, well, we're going to get the gold medal for being excellent with World Kindness Day. But kindness, that sense of kindness, that sense of generosity and ease right away, that's a huge, huge step toward it. So holding doors and smiling at people. You know, one thing I recognize is I worked for a housing development association for a while, and I got to help run the shelter. And one thing I noticed was, going down there, I would always greet and say hello and ask how people were doing. And a couple times, people responded back with tears, going like, you see me? I'm not invisible? Because that's the power of that connecting with kindness to people. So when you see folks that are on the street, we have a tendency to avert our gaze or look away because it's uncomfortable. But I would challenge you to lean in and just say, hi, hello, how are you? and greet them with dignity, with kindness. The kindness we show is unbelievably powerful. And when we smile, when we connect with people, that's real. So the other one is compassion. Now we know this one, right? We're good at this one, generally. We're very good at not just fixing or advice giving, but being with people who are in suffering. And we're there, we're present with them a little bit. That's another thing we do in spades. I can say all these because I'm affirming the positive, like, you go. We got this. Compassion is a powerful, powerful tool. And I want to do one more, and it's a third. These are called Brahma Viharas. These are the sacred dwelling places of the heart in Buddhism. And the third one is appreciative joy. Now this one is a very powerful connector. Because you know what's often a disconnector? Is comparing, contrasting, jealousy, worried about something that you don't have that someone else gets. And guess what that does? It cuts you off from the connection, cuts you off from experiencing the same joy that that person experiences. Take a deep breath real quick. If someone shares good news with you and you get to experience it with them, you take the same ride that they take. Your brain gets the same benefit that they get. So if someone takes a trip to Hawaii and tells you all about it, you get to get the feeling of going to Hawaii and the benefit from it without spending a dime on airline tickets. Right? Look at the cost benefit. I mean, you're just saying. Ken, right? Am I right? Ken's our board treasurer, so he knows about this. And Ty, of course, is finance director and acting executive director for All International Spiritual Living. But they know this. They know what we are, what we do. So I'm going to let's do a little experiment. I want you to grab a little partner around you, or a group of three if you need to. And what I want you to do is share a piece of good news, maybe the gratitude you thought of earlier, something you feel really good for. And the other person is just going to listen. And what I want you to do is take it in and ride the wave of that gratitude. That's a huge connector. And then switch it around, and the other person shares something they're grateful for, and you take the ride with them. Okay? So we're going to swap back and forth. You're just going to share some good news about something going on in your life, and feel that good news come over, and then swap it back and forth, okay? Does that make sense? All right, go to it. Grab a partner, have fun. All right. Good. Go ahead.
Piano shrunk. Hey, you know what I like about you, Drew?
I love you, man. You're a good man. You're a good human being. All right, let's come back. All right, let's come back. Let's come back. Let's come back. Come on back. It's hard. I have to give him a minute. All right, come on back. 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 So ring the gong. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Coming back. Take a deep breath. Everybody take a deep breath in. Notice how you feel right now. Right? Notice. That's real. You know, watching this is such a joy. I was skiing, and I'm like skiing down Mount Joy. I'm like watching along and skiing down this mountain of joy that we created. So what's powerful about that is can you feel the lift you got from opening up and receiving the joy of another? You validate them, first of all. You encourage them, and you get the same pickup. Exactly. Appreciative joy. Kindness, compassion, and appreciative joy. Practice those relentlessly, and you will strengthen that connection that you have, those roots that you have that are planted in that. And that's how we do affirmative treatment. We recognize the power of how we're connected, and we can utilize that. That's called unification, right? We recognize it, we unify with it. We are unified with it. We're just it's realizing, remembering that we're unified with it. And then we call in what we want. And prayer can be a wonderful way, treatment can be a wonderful way to create things in your life, parking spaces and abundance and partners and all that. That's brilliant. And think of what you use it for. If you say world peace, you think of connecting people, loving unconditionally. That's what's special about this house you're in right now. This is a place of safe, unconditional love that's authentic and real as it gets. What you did was just real. You got real. Don't ever listen to someone who's negative and like, let's get real for a second, and they're all negative. They might have a perspective that wants to complain and be negative. That's okay, but that's not real. They're making it real, but you can also be equally authentic and more beneficial by doing what you just did, which is connecting in purpose with joy of another and bringing it to life. It's flowering, it's expanding, just like you do. And as you do, your consciousness and your being will follow. We talked about becoming today. What are you becoming? That's what you're becoming. The other thing it can do is it can be a strength for our connection. So I like to call my lovely assistants, the 4 people who I tagged earlier, to come on up for me for a second. We're going to do a little physical demonstration of this, okay? All right. Now, the others were volunteers, but my wife had to do it because I said, come on, you got to do it. She volunteered. She's wonderful. All right, so we're going to stand down there. And what we're going to do first, we're going to show the different layers of what happens to us by the way we connect. So first, we're going to ask you to turn your backs on each other, all right? And these two, wonderful, these are our beings that represent us and our connections. And these are the forces of division. Now, I didn't want to say Republican, Democrat, because we're not political here, but in a sense, it's the things that divide us. It's the things that divide us a lot. Things that we feel like we're going to separate, or we get angry, or we get hateful, and so those can be dividers. So what I'm going to do is these forces can pull us apart. So we're doing a demonstration of how easy it is to pull apart when our backs to each other. Just watch. Yeah, okay. You can let them play you a little bit too. You're strong. I know. All right, we're going to wrestle up here. I wish Garrett were here because he does professional wrestling and be like, whoa! All right, now they're going to turn and face each other. So this is the initial connection, and they're going to wave, just wave. And now still, let's pull apart. Watch how easy it is for the division to pull us apart, right? And you can pull them a little further for more demonstration. Let's pull them out. Yeah, okay, all right. Good. I like drum kit. Well, watch out the drum kit. Okay, now come back, stand here for a second. Right here, that's good. Now, let's see what happens if we connect more deeply. I'm going to have them shake hands. Shake hands. Now, try to pull them apart. Okay, see what happens? See what happens? It gets more difficult for us to be pulled apart. Now they're going to do what we're known as here for infinite hugs, the Church of Infinite Hugs. So they're going to embrace now and hold on to each other. Now try to pull them apart. Right? All right. Take a bow, team. Way to go, team. Now, that's a way to visually understand. We cannot be pulled apart if we truly embrace each other with all of our hearts. You cannot be divided. And you don't have to think of this as you have to hug. It's not about that. If you want to, that's great. But if you don't feel comfortable with the physical contact or it's not your thing, that's fine. It's an emotional awareness to have. It's a state of being vulnerable, as Brene Brown said, being present, being kind. Sometimes a non-touching sense of compassion or a caring word is just as powerful, if not more, than a hug itself. So the hug can be physical, but it can also be mental, emotional, spiritual. I'm embracing you by being present with you. I'm not trying to fix you. I'm loving you exactly as you are, because that's a sense of we know we're perfect and we're loved exactly as we are. So for that sense, I want you to imagine and try out right now, you're giving and receiving that kind of emotional hug. So our rule is if someone waves, that's just you're going to wave back and know that you're going to give that emotional hug. If they want a handshake or high five and they do that, then you have to meet the lowest common denominator in that sense of meeting them where they are. And if they want a hug, it's 2 hands. So I want you to do that right now with one another and connect on that level of realizing how we hold each other, and in that we are indivisible. We are strong, we are mighty, we are united. So let's take a second and just connect that way. I love you. I love you. I love you, Pete. I love you. I love you. Hi. Hey. All right, let's come back again. Come on back. Come on back. We could do this all day. I feel good. Knew that I would. I feel nice. All right, come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Oh, I got to do the gong again. Come on back. This is the love gong. Here we go. The love gong. All right. Again, breathe in. Let it out. Again, if physical was a little not too much for you, you're still getting the same hug. I want you to focus on embracing people that way. As my father said, love the person in front of you, because that is our strongest medicinal cure for isolation and division. That is what we offer that's special. That is why we're growing. That is what's happening right here, right now. And it's because of you. And SueBob just handed me a sticker that says, kindness is cool. What up? Shoot, dog, I thought you knew. Thank you, SueBob. Kindness is cool. Cool. Don't get me started. Okay. All right. So connecting with nature, the same thing. You can hug a tree. In fact, I have many times. Right? It's really cool. You can connect with all of our animal friends and other beings that are around us. What we heard today was connect with yourself, love yourself. It's equivalent How you can love others is how you love yourself. So I want you to think about really, really what it looks like to be unconditionally loving of yourself, to caring of yourself. That's not selfish, that's altruistic. Because what you're going to do is give that to others. So self-love is incredibly important. I know I could do it better at times, but it's something I work toward always. And when I do it well, I feel some sense of deep peace and connection with everything. So you do it. You do it fearlessly and boldly and consistently, okay? And then connecting with spirit. That is like connecting with everything else because it's all spirit. It's all one. It's one flow of life in all of us. I want to end with a story that I heard that I thought was just so beautiful in a way of describing this. So there was a therapist in southern Canada, and she was working with an Inuit tribe. And there was a young teenager that she was working with there. And this young person had witnessed his grandmother be killed. And it was very traumatic for him. And she had him in therapy for 2 years. And he was an elective mute, means he chose not to speak. And for 2 years, every week, she showed up with him in therapy. And he didn't say a word. She would try to connect and communicate. She'd do everything she could. And then she'd just sit in silence with him. She said she felt like a failure. Like she failed him. Because he was in grave danger of killing himself or hurting and killing someone else. And it was real for her. Well, after some time, she got reassigned to a different area to do her therapy work in another part of that country. And she spent about 3 years away. And then she got called back as they were having a big tribal celebration. And she was invited. And she showed up. And she saw this young teenager who was now a young man. And he came over to her and he said, "Hey, you, Blondie." Blondie. And she said, "I was stunning to hear him speak." And he said to her, "The only reason I didn't kill myself each week was because I showed up with you. Because you held me every week. And that's the reason I didn't kill myself. And that's the reason that I'm still alive today." And I carry you in my heart, in my head, and I can't tell you how much I love you for that. And they embraced, and she just sobbed. It was then that it hit her. It wasn't about her saying or doing anything. It was about her pure presence in love that saved his life. So I say that to you today to finish because it's not about what you do. It's about who you are and how you love yourself and how we love one another. Because that's the human race that we are consciously creating together. You, by being here, by showing up in our community every week, you're giving that same gift that she gave to that young man and saved his life. It's more important than you know. It's more meaningful than you know. And it makes more of a difference than you can possibly imagine. So take a deep breath in. Let it out. And remember that you are special and powerful just as you are. And this is how we change the world and build a community and a universe that's thriving in harmony. I love you and I bless you. Thank you. So we'll have our greeters come forward, please. Oh, Ken wanted to come. Oh, that's right, I forgot. Thank you, Ken. We'll describe a little something about our abundant connections. So this is Ken Shalik, of course. He's a word treasure. He's an amazing person. And we're glad to have him with us today. Thank you, Ken.
Good morning, all. I'm not sure why, but I'm following Reverend Drew today. Abundant connections. There's a reason that we had that as our message for today. I'm up here as a treasurer and also as the master of ceremony for the pledge drive for this coming year for 2026. Just to let you know, we always look for a theme for the pledge drive. And this year we put a lot of energy into trying to determine what that theme would be. And we also had a visioning session about a month ago, and we have been kicking some names around. And one of the things that really came to us and was a theme throughout the visioning session was connections that we have within this center, the authentic connections that we have. And so we were getting to the point where, okay, it's time. We need to get a theme. and so it came together quickly. And what our theme for 2026 is going to be is abundant connections. The official kickoff will be next week, and so we're going to be starting to talk more. And one of the things, and I'm going to give you an invitation, is we love storytelling in the center. And one of the things that we're going to do, I think it's going to be around 4 to 6 weeks that we'll be focusing on the pledge drive. If you have a story about this center that you would like to share and how it impacted you, and you'd like to share it with the rest of the community, come see me. Because we're going to have a different person up here every week just to help to show how the center impacts people's lives. What Reverend Drew said today that resonates deep within me is how we hold each other in love. That is who we are. That is what we do. That is how we heal the world. So as we move into the pledge drive for 2026, and as you're thinking about it this week and in the coming weeks, I just invite you to close your eyes and to really think about what this community means to you, how it has impacted you, and then we also envision about how we can take this out and continue impacting other people. And in this time of division, realize that love is a healing medicine that we all need in order to move forward. And the center is abundant with that. So we'll be talking about about this more as starting next week. So with that, I'll leave you in love. And now it's time for our greeters to come forward for our collection for today. And if we can have 2 people jump up for Abundant Angels, I appreciate it. Okay. So, say our statement. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is. Thank you.
There's something so sublime about just hearing that alone. It was so beautiful, just really precious, really precious. Thank you. All right, we give thanks for the infinite abundance. We give thanks for knowing that we're all interconnected. We give thanks for knowing that we are the force of changing the world. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Let's take a breath together and hold that breath for a moment and let it expand inside of you. That breath is a breath of connection to the world around and in. And in that connection, there is that love. Oh, exhale when you need to. And I know that this connection within ourselves first and with outside of ourselves next, into the whole world, is our birthright. Every moment that we walk into that, opening into that, so that we feel that connection with all of life by that smile to a stranger, by that handshake or hug to someone you know. All of that is that love, that peace, that connection that is the divine because we're one, not separate, not alone. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful to speak this. I am grateful for everything that has happened to make this service work and flourish and open our hearts and touch our souls. For music, for people caring for children, for the sound team, for the greeters, for all of us, all an essential part to the whole. Without each person here, we would be missing something, because that connection is everything. And in gratitude, I say yes, and I release it into that divine mind that is already saying, yes, 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 give me more of that. And with that I say, and so it is.
So we'll do our final song with the incomparable Jim Valley and Pete Beresford. Thank you.
Well, I want to just give a shout out to Francis and Mario that I'm so happy that they're here today. I mean, they were the face and the spirit and the soul of the center, also known as the Church of the Holy Neon Chicken, for many, many years. And so this is called Coming Home. Francis and Mario, I love you more than oatmeal. So I'd like to teach you part of the chorus of this song, and the chorus goes, love ye one another, we are sisters, we are brothers. Can you try that? 2, 3. Love ye one another, we are sisters, we are brothers. On this promised road to a magical land. You don't have to do that part, but you might just, But it starts like this. And I want to thank Pete. Is your name Pete?
Yeah.
Pete. Can you turn this up, Erik? Can you turn this keyboard up? Did Erik hear me? Is that better? Say what? I love feedback.
You're doing great. How's that for feedback?
Okay, let's just start it. got me singing in the truck. It's gonna take a lot of luck to get back on the road where we both belong. Coming from the shadow, dark side of the moon, daylight she break unsoon, sunlight shining bright on my face, sends out a wish to the whole human race. Love ye one another, we are sisters, we are brothers, on this promised road, magical land. Taking years, too many tears, learning hard to drop these fears. Help on high, we are coming home on time, coming home. And staring up into the sky, and sometimes it seems that I can fly, and the love in my heart could embrace this whole world. Now and then I find a friend who reflects a life within and points the way when I can't find my own. Dark side of the moon, daylight she break unsoon, sunlight shining bright on my face, sends out a wish to the whole human race. Love ye one another, we are sisters, we are brothers, on this promised road, magical land. Taking years, too many tears, learning hard to drop these fears. Help on high, we are coming home on time. Coming home on time. Coming home, here it comes. Love ye one another, on this promised road, magical land. Sounding a little bit stronger now. Here it comes. Love ye. On this promised road, magical land. Coming home, coming home, coming home on time. Yeah. Dude.
Go forth today in abundant connections. Remember them, bring them to life all around you, and watch the world change. Love you. Bless you.